Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. The Lakers want a reliable star to form a high-level duo with Luka Doncic, and the Lakers' biggest desire is Giannis Antetokounmpo, who, without a doubt, paired with Doncic, will wreak havoc on any NBA defense. The only way to land Giannis Antetokounmpo before 2027 is if he requests a trade. But this could happen, because Giannis Antetokounmpo is unhappy with the Milwaukee Bucks. The Lakers will do everything they can to sign Giannis Antetokounmpo, if he requests a trade. It's not going to be long until the Lakers are mentioned when it comes to a Giannis trade. When that day comes, they've positioned themselves to at least be in the conversation. They have a host of tradable draft picks and, depending on when a deal might take place, either expiring draft picks to offer in a trade or cap space to take players into, offering Milwaukee financial relief. Plus, they're the Lakers. They're always going to be mentioned when a superstar is available. They've been eyeing Giannis for a while. The question will be how long they monitor Giannis and if they impact future moves. At the start of the offseason, the reports were about the Lakers keeping roster space open for 2027 when Giannis, among others, would be a free agent. The more recent reports have been about the team being more aggressive. What many expected to be one of the stories of the offseason didn't amount to much. Giannis Antetokounmpo's future in Milwaukee seems destined for an end sooner rather than later, with many expecting that to be this offseason. Damian Lillard's injury in the playoffs paired with a bleak roster was enough of a combination for me to expect to see Giannis ask out. Instead, the Bucks went crazy, waving and stretching Dame to sign Miles Turner. Apparently, that was enough to keep Giannis in the Midwest for a little bit longer, but only just barely. Two big reasons the Lakers could beat the Knicks in the Giannis sweepstakes. Rumors surrounding Giannis Antetokounmpo's future are once again taking center stage. According to Shams Charania of The Athletic, the two-time MVP's only preferred trade destination, should he ever request one, would be the New York Knicks. It's a logical fit, a major market, a deep roster, and an aggressive front office built to win now. But there's another franchise that could turn that dream upside down, the Los Angeles Lakers. Unlike most years when their name surfaces in superstar rumors for attention, this time the Lakers have two very real advantages that make them a legitimate threat in the Giannis sweepstakes. 1. Luka Doncic is the co-star Giannis has never had. The Lakers are already positioned with one of the few players in the NBA capable of matching Giannis' impact, Luka Doncic. The 26-year-old is entering his prime, under contract long-term, and fresh off leading the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals 2 years ago. Doncic starts the 2025-26 season with plus 380 MVP odds, per FanDuel, trailing only Nikola Jokic, plus 350, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, plus 150. Giannis, now past 30, sits tied for fourth at plus 1,200 alongside Victor Wembanyama. The two are both generational talents, but Doncic is entering the peak of his dominance while Giannis is beginning to transition out of his. A partnership between them would balance both of their strengths, Doncic's elite perimeter playmaking and Giannis' inside dominance, creating one of the most dynamic duos in modern NBA history. Luka would finally have an all-NBA defender and finisher next to him. Giannis would finally have an offensive engine who could carry him through stretches. That's something the Knicks simply can't offer. Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns are stars in their own right, but neither has the transcendent, MVP-level ceiling that Doncic provides. 2. The Lakers' 2027 cap space changes everything. The other reason the Lakers could leapfrog the Knicks comes down to long-term planning and cap flexibility. Los Angeles has been intentionally structuring its contracts to open nearly $100 million in cap space by 2027, the exact offseason when Antetokounmpo can become an unrestricted free agent. If LeBron James retires by then, Luka Doncic's $53.6 million salary will be the only significant contract on the books. Every other deal, including those of role players and veterans, expires beforehand. That setup isn't by accident. The Lakers are building toward a post-LeBron future where they can add a second superstar next to Doncic without gutting their roster or trading away assets. Even if Austin Reaves re-signs on a $35 to $40 million deal, the organization can still clear room for a full max slot through expiring deals and rising salary cap projections. This exact dynamic was broken down recently by CBS Sports writer Sam Quinn, who compared Giannis' potential situation to Anthony Davis's 2019 standoff with the Pelicans. Quinn explained that while Davis could threaten to join the Lakers outright in 2020 due to cap space, the Knicks won't have that luxury in 2027. The one major difference between Antetokounmpo now and Davis in 2019? The team for which Davis wanted to play had the cap space to sign him outright when he eventually hit free agency in 2020, Quinn wrote. That probably isn't a threat the Knicks can make. Fortunately for Antetokounmpo, there is a different boogeyman available to him. The Knicks may not have max cap space in 2027, but the Lakers do. If his goal is to win a second championship, partnering up with Luka Doncic is a sensible path to doing so. That quote underscores the Lakers' advantage, not just in talent, but in leverage. If Giannis ever grows unhappy in Milwaukee, he could tell teams not to trade for him and simply wait until 2027 to join the Lakers outright. The Knicks might have the momentum today, but the Lakers have the means and timeline to change the conversation. With Doncic secured long-term and financial freedom looming in 2027, Los Angeles can offer Giannis Antetokounmpo something New York can't, a ready-made path to contention built around a younger superstar. DeAndre Ayton is quietly making crucial impact amid Lakers' preseason struggles. The new Los Angeles Lakers center looks promising on the defensive end. DeAndre Ayton's arrival in Los Angeles helped grow a cautious optimism about the type of defensive presence that could be brought down low with his impact. The Los Angeles Lakers have struggled in several regards during the preseason thus far. That is not one of those areas. J.J. Redick shifted his defensive schemes to include more drop coverage in the tune-up games before the 2025-26 regular season gets underway. That adjustment has allowed Ayton an opportunity to be a much-needed game-changer on that end. Ayton, himself, was open and honest about the fact that he had his fair share of defensive struggles in the past. The Lakers center admitted to having issues with consistency. Now in Los Angeles, the former first overall pick was ready to compete. 4 blocks have been racked up by Ayton in the first 2 preseason games for the Lakers. Beyond that, his positioning around the rim has been strong more often than not. Ayton has been getting his large frame in front of opponents to contest shots and force offensive players to pass up opportunities altogether. The very early signs here are promising. DeAndre Ayton finally providing Lakers with the interior presence they've been missing. The topic of Ayton's defense came up on a recent episode of Buha's Block. Jovan Buha and his guest, Kobe Price, were focused on the preseason thoughts thus far for the Lakers. This one was impossible to omit. Buha said, "The rim protection has been awesome. He's made a real impact at the rim. You're seeing guys drive, get by the initial line of defense, and seeing Ayton in the vicinity. All of a sudden, they're doing the Steve Nash kind of dribbling out of the paint or looking for a kick-out pass." The Lakers are certainly no strangers to employing a transformative big man down low. Anthony Davis was just in Los Angeles. Ayton, on his best day, does not compare to that kind of elite defensive presence. However, within the parameters of what the Lakers are asking him to do, the results have been good so far. Granted, everyone should be far more interested to see what this experience looks like in the regular season, and more importantly, during the NBA playoffs. However, preseason is when you get your feelers in on what can be expected for those parts of the campaign. Ayton is setting those expectations high from the start. LeBron James under fire as Bronny James faces criticism amidst Lakers' injury crisis. In the ever-evolving landscape of the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers find themselves grappling with a mounting injury crisis, casting a shadow over the team's prospects this season. Fans and analysts are not only scrutinizing the team's performance but also turning their attention toward LeBron James, whose decisions have sparked considerable debate. In addition to the Lakers' struggles, Bronny James, LeBron's eldest son, has recently found himself at the center of criticism. As he navigates his own basketball journey, the spotlight on the younger James has intensified, leading to mixed reactions from fans and commentators alike. Some express concerns over his readiness for the professional stage, while others champion his potential. Lakers injury update. As the Lakers aim to overcome these hurdles, the injury report looms large. Several key players are currently sidelined, raising questions about the team's depth and resilience. The organization must now strategize carefully to mitigate the impact of these absences. With the season looming, the Lakers' ability to adapt will be tested. LeBron's leadership will be crucial as the team seeks to maintain its competitive edge in a challenging Western Conference. As the discussions unfold, the narrative surrounding both LeBron and Bronny will undoubtedly shape the outlook for the Lakers, highlighting the intertwining paths of father and son in the realm of professional basketball. Bronny James' stats emerge after Lakers lose to Warriors and look like a typo. The son of the NBA icon has made a disappointing start to preseason. Statistics for Bronny James' NBA preseason form have emerged after the Los Angeles Lakers lost to the Golden State Warriors. The Lakers continued their disappointing start to preseason with a 111-103 defeat, following a 103-81 loss on Saturday against the Phoenix Suns. Concerns are growing among fans as the team prepares for the NBA season. And one player that supporters will be concerned about is the son of NBA legend LeBron James, Bronny. He played 23 minutes in the latest defeat, and while he showed some flashes of quality, he was generally disappointing. Ange Postecoglou's bizarre response to reporter in press conference. James scored 5 points, making 2 baskets from 6 attempts, including 1 three-pointer from 3 attempts. He was also responsible for 5 turnovers and committed 4 fouls during his brief appearance. Despite those struggles, there were still some encouraging signs for the 21-year-old. He registered 3 assists and demonstrated his defensive abilities with 1 steal and 1 block. Having played 24 minutes in the opening preseason game against the Suns, he is being given the chance to prove his worth in the Summer League. Critical season in Bronny James' NBA future. This season is important for James, as he enters the second year of his NBA career. He had a promising rookie season, featuring in 27 games, but he only started once for the Lakers. Many basketball fans consider his defensive ability to be the strongest part of his game. Standing at 6'3" and with a wingspan that reaches 6'7.5", he has the physical profile to become an effective guard. James has also shown impressive defensive instincts, and improving that part of his game remains a key focus. Last month, he said, "It's definitely made me think about being more aggressive on that end of the floor, but I can't lose that defensive drive that will get me on the floor because there's going to be guys that can score 15, 20 a game. I'm most likely not going to be that guy right now. To get myself on the floor, I've got to be a defensive menace. That's my main focus, getting conditioned this year. It's been shown that I know how to score the ball a little bit, I'm staying true to that, but also focusing on the defensive end." Although most commentators do not believe the Lakers are capable of reaching the NBA Finals, it is still a key season for James. Last season, he made history alongside LeBron, becoming the first father-son duo to play together in the NBA. Now, fans will be keen to see what Bronny can do when stepping out of his father's shadow. Luka Doncic's off-court decision draws clear response from JJ Redick. Luka Doncic is looking ahead to what will be his first full season with the Los Angeles Lakers. The former Dallas Mavericks cornerstone superstar was traded to the Lakers mid-season in 2024-25, and it's only just this summer that Doncic has had a full offseason with his teammates. This is exactly why Doncic is taking advantage of this opportunity. On Tuesday, the 5-time All-Star treated his teammates to an incredible surprise by taking them to the Porsche driving experience in LA for an organized team event. According to a report by Dave McMenamin of ESPN, the event featured each player driving 3 different Porsche cars. Doncic, of course, covered the entire cost of the experience. Not only was this an opportunity for the players to drive some of the fastest cars in the world on a racetrack, but more importantly, It was a bonding session aimed at strengthening their relationships off the court. Lakers head coach J.J. Redick had nothing but good things to say about Doncic's decision to organize a memorable activity for the team. Redick believes that this will be beneficial not only for the players on a personal level but also for the overall betterment of the team. "You don't become a team overnight," Redick said. "It's a long season. The more guys can do that off the court, I think the better team will be." Redick did admit, though, that there was one aspect of the players-only event that left him a bit jealous. "I think it's great," Redick said. "It was a little disappointing, to be honest with you. I didn't get invited. There are still a couple of weeks before the new season starts, which means that there should be more opportunities for Doncic and company to bond off the court before the real work begins." Whether Redick receives an invitation, however, remains to be seen.